Today we talk about traders who are going to succeed and those who won't succeed. What's the difference? How do they react, do things, what they organize, what they put together, and how you can do the same. People always ask me through email or social media or Instagram, which is going to be linked there, what's the best thing they can do to ensure they will become successful traders? What is the one thing that they can apply or use to get better results and to ensure that their full-time trading career is going to work out long-term? Well, it's not only one thing. There's going to be a lot of things you can do, of course, to be able to get there eventually. So today I want to cover some of the myths, things that you should be careful not to do, and things that you are going to have to spend time on. So the realities of becoming a good trader and what traits you need to be able to develop in order to become a full-time trader eventually. As a quick reminder, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, my goal here is to be able to teach you things that other channels don't talk about and help you build the right skills and trading to be able to have more freedom in life. Spend more time with your family, travel, do things on your own term while you're making an income in the markets. So let's start with the myths of becoming a good trader. Now, most people will automatically think that their strategy is what they have to focus on, that this is the key to be able to become successful. And I have to disagree with that, because the fact that a strategy in the market is pretty much like a car. And when people drive, or people that do like races or something where they are winning a race, or they do like Formula 1 or something, they don't win because of the car. Now, yes, the car plays a good part to it. The car is going to help them get faster. It's going to help them be more smooth during the race. But it's not what makes them successful. What makes them successful is who they are, what skills they developed in the past. And I think that's something you have to be able to focus on more than the strategy. Strategies could come and go. It could be a few years where you have the strategy you use in the market quite a bit and it works really, really well, but then it stops working. Then you have to jump to something else and use something different. So strategies evolve, but you is the key that always stays there. If you're not successful with your mindset, your way of doing things, your trading won't work out even if you have a perfect strategy. You are the constant in trading, and if you don't perform well, if you don't have the right mindset, the right skill, the right energy to perform well, then even if you have a perfect strategy, you won't be able to get results with it. And so that's why strategies don't matter. Now, they do matter in the sense that you need to be able to have one that's profitable and proven. Of course, you need that's for sure. Everyone needs a strategy in trading, but don't put too much emphasis. And if you want to improve your trading overall, don't improve your strategy, improve yourself instead. And if you need to improve your strategy, you'll know it from your stats and you'll know it from your backtest. But that's usually not the main concern for most people. Next thing is, in you becoming a successful trader long term, I think motivation don't really matter here. Most people will try to get motivated every single day. They will try to get watch videos, which I have done on my channel. Of course, I'm kind of guilty of that, to give you resources to be motivated. If you have to force yourself to be motivated every day, chances are you do something wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. If you are having a purpose and a big objective in life and a goal, and you like trading, you have a passion for it, motivation doesn't matter. You'll be motivated anyhow, no matter what. I wake up at 5:30 a.m., I go to the gym, I meditate, I come back to breakfast, do my trading review after, and I always want to do it every single day. I like to do this. Now, if you don't like it, you have to motivate yourself to look at your chart. If you have to motivate yourself to do your backtesting, if you have to motivate yourself to do anything in trading, then you probably are not going to be a fit for it. But if your purpose is there, if your objective is there and your goal is there, you will do it anyway, and you don't need any motivation or any external force to be able to do it. Now, what I want to do here is share with you some things that really matter to be able to become a successful trader. And this is pretty much going to be that if you do these things, probably most inevitably you will become a good trader. Now, if you don't do these things, probably you won't become a good trader. First things first is you got to understand your operating patterns. Now, these are basically patterns that you do or things you repeat over time. Think about when you have a computer. Here I have a computer right there. It's a Windows computer, which I totally hate. But these computers, they have a operating pattern. They have an operating system, basically. And so that system makes it that when something happens, they do something else. When this is there, they do this and that. And if you go through it, you can learn how to use it and everything, and you get pretty good at it over time. Now, your brain or you as a trader does the same thing. And the way you do this is a bit different. So when you trade, you will have some issues, you will have some triggers coming up, and then you will do something. For example, and this is like a really outside basic example, but let's say when I get a hate comment on YouTube, right? I feel this way. I feel like, oh, it's shit, I don't want to do videos anymore. That is an operating pattern where if something happens, you do it that way. Now, in trading, it could be something like when I have 5 losses, I tend to do this and that. I tend to kind of screw up more, I tend to take more trades. Or it could be when I don't have any trades for a while, I tend to overtrade. I tend to kind of force trades in the market. These are all operating patterns. And the more you learn them, the more you can overcome them. So you have to be able to learn how they work, to be able to make them stop and to change them over time. Now, to be honest, that's something that I just began working on recently in the past 5 months or so. Be able to understand more how the mindset works and how I operate in the market and what kind of flaws I have in the market and what things I can correct on myself to be able to perform better. And it already made a big difference. So I had like really good months in the past few months, except one of those months. But I'm pretty happy about that because I was able to look at what I was doing, which kind of issues were my way of doing things, my operating patterns. And by finding those and correcting those, I've been able to perform a lot better. And I don't feel like that this big kind of drag to do my reviews or review my stats or do things, because I feel like I'm more there and I just feel better overall. So that's a good thing. Second thing that you need to do if you want to be able to become a successful trader and get to your goals much faster is you need to create discipline everywhere. Now, discipline is something that people say, oh well, it doesn't matter, just have to do the right things, or they try to force themselves to be disciplined. So they're either forcing themselves to be disciplined one way, or they say, well, it doesn't matter, this and that, I'll just be disciplined whenever I want to. And then it just doesn't work well for them. Now, the more discipline you have everywhere in all areas of your life, the more you will have it in trading. And the more you will get to do the right thing. You'll get to do your testing, you'll get to do the things you have to really work on. You'll be able to not waste time. You'll be able to do your reviews when you have to do them. You'll be able to connect with traders when you have to do it. You'll be able to take the right trades in trading when you have to take them. And that's because you've done discipline in all the other areas of your life. I found for myself, on days where I have no schedule, I wake up like at 9 a.m. and I don't do anything else, I tend to be undisciplined. I tend to not want to do my reviews. I tend to not work on anything that day. That's just because there's no discipline before that. Now, if I have a routine, I wake up early in the morning, I kind of force myself to do things, and I follow my schedule, and I don't waste time. Now, these days they go really well, and I perform really well in trading. But you need to be able to do the same thing to get to that goal of having absolute trading discipline. And it takes time, it's not easy for sure, but once you do it more and more, you'll build a skill of discipline. And it's much easier when you are disciplined most of the time to be disciplined the rest of the time, as opposed to trying to force yourself to do one thing where you don't have the right things done before. The third thing I've seen most successful traders have in their life is a big sense of curiosity, and they've learned to develop curiosity in everything they do, in trading and in the routines they have, and in how to become better. That curiosity means you care about how to improve things in your strategy, you care about how to improve things in your life, you care about becoming the better version of yourself. You care about what things you could learn, what other traders do, not because you want to copy them, but because you want to think about how you can become better yourself. And the traders who don't have curiosity, they tend to be people that just want to copy everything and do like other people. But a big part of trading and becoming successful is actually creating your own thing and being able to do your own way. Becoming independent is a key aspect there. People like George Soros or like Jesse Livermore, they didn't get there by following other people or by doing what other people told them to do. They got there because they were independent and they did things on their own, and they were curious about the markets in general, how the financial industry works, and how they can be different and how they can do things in a different manner. Now you should be able to do the same, maybe not the same aspect, the same level. You don't have to be like completely against what other people do all the time, but it's a good idea to kind of do your own research, think about different things on your own, and reflect by yourself and think about how you can become better in general. The fourth thing that traders who always succeed are doing is they are solving problems, and they learn to be able to solve their own problems, or if they're really bad at problem solving, they find other people to be able to help them out with solving problems. Now, for myself, I think I'm decently good at problem solving. It's one of my skills, and I might not have other skills, of course, but it's one of them that I use and make a big difference. So for me, it's easy to kind of find problems and think about how to solve them and what issues they can put in place. But what I thought before is like, oh, I could just like teach this to other people, they will get it and they will apply it by themselves. But people all have different personalities and different ways of doing things. So you cannot just teach someone else to do something. It has to be aligned with who they are and their personality and how they operate. So if, for example, you have a losing month and you don't know how to get back on track, that's a problem solving. If you cannot solve it by yourself, you gotta ask other people to do it. And you're gonna find a team of people in your trading business. We'll talk about this in the future video, how to set up a trading business. You gotta find people that will help you out to fix those problems. And in this case, get back on track. Or in different cases like grow your account, scale up, or do different things. That is really crucial because problems will always come up in trading anyhow. They will come up in different areas and different things, and if you cannot solve them, chances are that your trading career won't go really far. Now, if you want to have some pieces of advice on how to solve problems, what I like to do myself is I like to take any issue I want to solve and I write it down on a piece of paper, and then below that I'll brainstorm like 10 or 20 solutions to fix it. Now, it could be like different things. For example, one idea could be how to miss less trades, right? That's something I've done in the past. And then under that, you write down ideas. So one could be, oh, I'm gonna have to be there all the time. I can structure my day differently. One is gonna be creating an algo, and all these things, right? So you kind of have all these solutions. Most of them you're gonna understand will be crap, and most of them you won't ever use. But the key, the reason why you do this is because you'll find this one thing, this one solution that is gonna make a big difference in your trading. Now, I don't think you have to be really clever to do this. I think anyone could do this, but whether you like it or not will depend on your personality. Now, that being said, I've shared things with you that will be really useful for your trading career and your trading journey overall. If you do these things, I believe you will increase your chance of becoming successful in trading, and that will make a big difference. If you want to work with me one-on-one, check out the link in the description below. It's the link to be able to schedule a call with me, and we have something called the Desire Trade Academy, where you can learn to become better at trading and profitable by surrounding yourself with the right people and other highly committed traders. We will teach you how to become profitable first things first, of course, but also how to scale up and get to bigger amounts of capital so you can later go full-time and live your life with more freedom. So link below for that, check it out. Comment below with your thoughts as always on your questions, any issue you have in trading right now, leave me a comment below. Or if you just like the video as well, let me know. I'll be happy to connect. And I'll catch you back here in the next video tomorrow. Ciao.